Bright lights, bright lights.
Hi and welcome to this week's Bright Lights of Roslin Unitarian Church, Hampstead. If you've got a candle, now is a fantastic time to light it with your family. As we say the opening words. We are the chapel of the open mind, the loving hearts and the helping hands. If you'd like to press the pause to reflect button with your family, do share your joys and concerns with each other. So this month is still about beloved community and how we feel about that. And Soul Matters have said that this week is about where love grows beyond boundaries. So what does that mean? Where does love grow without boundaries? Well, we may have love hopefully for ourselves and for our family and our friends, but also how do we feel and give love and cultivate love within the community? There's a Unitarian man called Stephen Lingwood who's written a book called Seeking Paradise. What do you think when I say the word paradise? And it's funny because in the video I can see the colours behind me here of these pinks and these greens and nature and a lovely bench to sit on perhaps in the sunshine. I imagine apple trees, fruit trees, paradise, feeling happy and included. And what does it mean to you? What do you think is a family? What does paradise mean? Have you heard that word before, perhaps? So he says that to get paradise with the way we live and how we are, perhaps if we think about beloved community, we can base that principle in making a lovely place to live and to be with everyone. And it was popularised, people got talking about it when Martin Luther King, who we talked about before, said he had a dream. And he said about beloved community, and it's a society based on justice, equal opportunity, and love for other human beings. Easily said, isn't it? And hopefully one that we can have now and in the future. Would that be the kind of world that you would like? What have I written here? I've written, I think that most of you know, however young or old you are, that it is good to include others and that we are stronger as a team, no matter our differences. Have a think now about your love in your friends and your family and those in your community. So I'm going to sit here and just have a think about my friends and my family, my best friend Helen, those people that help me, my family, the people that I say hello to if I go to the shops, things like that, how I interact with them. How can I make it like paradise? I have a story for you here, which is all about strength in coming together. And I'm sure you talk at school or nursery about working as a team and how that feels. And we do that as part of the chapel as well. And it's from an Aesop's Fable. And it's called A Bundle of Sticks. A Bundle of Sticks. Once upon a time, an old woman lived on a beautiful farm in the countryside, and from her window she could see pasture land, fields of grain, barns filled with animals, orchards and forests beyond. The farm was special to the old woman because it had been in her family for many generations. She had lived there her whole life and grew up to be a mother and raised her family. Now her husband had unfortunately died, and she was too in the last days of her life. She was getting older as well. The old woman should have been content, perhaps, after such a fortunate life, but she was not. She lay on her bed worrying about her grown-up children. They could not seem to get along. That's sad, isn't it? So she's got everything else, beautiful farm, and she's lived a good life, but as an older lady, she's thinking, well, if I'm not here anymore, my children don't get along, and it's worrying her. And she heard them quarrelling, sort of arguing day and night. And even though some of them were good at farming, and some at working with the animals, and some at carpentry, and others at cooking and preserving the food they grew, they each thought their job was the most important and that the others didn't work hard enough. They were all grown-ups now, but they held grudges against each other from things in the past, and they were jealous of each other's good fortune. The old woman tried talking to her children about living in peace, yet they seemed to grow increasingly bitter by the day. She felt sure that they would not be able to keep up the family farm after she had died, because they could not seem to work together or appreciate each other's gifts. What would you do if that happened? I'm not sure. It's a tricky situation, isn't it? Then one day, as her strength waned, so she became less strong, she had an idea. She called her children to her bedside. She said, I have one last favour to ask of you. I would like each one of you to go to the forest and find 2 sticks. Bring them here tomorrow and I will explain. Imagine being asked that, going to the forest and go and find 2 sticks and bring them back. Wonder what they made of that. But the children did as she asked and came to her room the next day with 2 sticks each. Thank you, children, the old woman said. You can pretend that you're giving me some sticks if you like. Do you want to give me some sticks? Give 2 each. Please put one of your sticks down and see if you can break the other one in half. And the children easily broke their sticks in half. Then the old woman asked the children to pass her the remaining whole sticks. Let us gather the remaining sticks into a bundle, she said. Then the old woman passed the bundle back to the children and said, please pass this bundle of sticks amongst you and tell me, is it easy to break the sticks as it was in the single stick? Have a think about that. You could even get a bundle of sticks and have a try. And the children passed the bundle amongst them, but just like you, none of them could break the bundle of sticks. You, my children, are like the sticks, the old woman said. If you go your separate ways, quarrelling and holding resentments towards one another, you will each be alone like the individual sticks. The difficulties of life will easily hurt you. But if you work together, appreciate each other's strengths, cherish what you share in common, and care for each other, you will be strong like the bundle of sticks, and nothing in life can break you. Find strength and joy in one another's company, and you will live well and accomplish much. Wow, what a gorgeous thing to say to her children. What do you think? And the children took their mother's lesson to their heart, letting go of the past grudges, focusing on what they shared in common, appreciating each other's strengths and working together. And the old woman died, but she died peacefully. And the farm remained in the family for generations to come. I wonder if that farm's still there. I wonder if the children's are still getting along and passing this good way of life onto each other, and not just building their community within their family, by extending their feelings towards unity and strength outside of the family, and how that might be in the community, with farms serving the community. Amazing story. What do you think? Maybe we could go and collect some sticks. This brings me on to the craft activity. So I've got 2 things, just like the 2 sticks that we can do. Hold on, I'm going to make a little bit extra. So the first activity, you just need some paper and you need some pens. It's Valentine's Day today, isn't it? Have you made a Valentine's? Are you giving a Valentine's? I've had a lovely Valentine's from Jensen. Says I love you and I love him too. And I've got these pens. I'm going to choose red, and I'm just going to draw a big red heart and say happy Valentine's to you. Send you love. Doesn't have to be romantic love, does it? There's lots of different kinds of love to celebrate today. And then I'm going to get some scissors. Hold on. And I'm gonna cut out my heart, if you see what I mean. Not my actual heart, the heart I've drawn. I'm not going to get too medical here. Did you know that your heart, where is your heart in your body? I think we've talked about this before. Where is your heart? Maybe you can have a chat with your family while you're using your sensible scissors or getting your parent or carer to cut the heart out. Oh, it's a beautiful shape. I love it. Right, cut my heart. So your heart is right, sometimes we can feel it on one side because it's slightly bigger on one side, but actually it's right in the middle of your chest. There, beautiful. And we use it to represent this feeling, don't we, of love. So how can we cultivate a love within, to grow beyond the boundaries that we set ourselves sometimes, and to give more love, to build a beloved community where love grows beyond boundaries? Well, I think one great idea, just me, this is just my idea, is if you write something really special in your heart. So for some reason, the word that comes to me right this second, actually I haven't thought about this too hard, is the word, oh hang on, my pen doesn't work, 1 minute, is this word. Don't know. Gosh, someone's been using the pens. There we go. Peace. It's just a feeling of peace and love that allows me to listen to others, to sympathise, and to give a feeling that everyone can be included. Because sometimes we don't all agree. I'm going to write it in gold actually. There we go. Is that better? We don't always all agree, but if I feel peaceful myself, I feel more receptive to understanding others. So you can make lots of little hearts, big hearts, small hearts. You can colour in your hearts, you can put dots on them, you can put stars. And then what you could do with your family, if you want to, is you could make maybe 5 or 6 of these, and you could put them in your house, just around your house today. They could be funny words, silly words. They could be some sort of thing like you could write, I'll write on the back here, you could write, do 10 star jumps, just something silly. These pens, I should have checked them. So you could write, do 10 star jumps. That didn't come out very well. I'm going to go over it again. Do 10 star jumps. You could set little challenges for your family, and you could hide them in different places in the flat. And when they find one, they have to do what it says. Write nice things. You could say, do 10 star jumps, or tell me what your favourite song is, sing your favourite song, just little things like that. And you could put them in your flat. You could also extend this further in your community. Have you got a favourite tree? Have you got a favourite tree down your road? Are you going to the park sometimes at the minute because of lockdown, taking some exercise with your family locally? Is there something you want to celebrate and tell the community that you love, and share that on Valentine's Day? So you could write my favourite tree, and you could put it on a heart, and you could just leave it next to the tree, or you could sort of stick it to the tree for the week. I think that would make other people smile, and I think that would increase the sense of coming together. So that's one activity you could do. Hopefully, I'm hoping, Isaac, that you like this one especially. And then the second one you could do is you could be like the story, and you could go and collect some sticks. And we did this at school where I work, and the girls collected some sticks, only about a minimum of 10, maximum of 20. You don't need to go crazy. And you collect the sticks, and then you bundle them together, and you arrange them on the floor from the smallest stick to the tallest stick. And you'll find you have lots of different sticks, and perhaps lots of different bark on the sticks. And then after you've done that, you could build a picture with them. And we did a pirate ship. You could also arrange them in the style of a heart. And it would be really, really, really nice if you do, to take a picture of all the sticks you find in high order, if you can get around to that, and also a picture of what you make. what would you like to make with your sticks? And then at the end of them, you can either keep them or you can put them back where you found them in the garden. I'm sure some of you have been making little snowman and stick arms. So just 2 very quick, simple activities to get you thinking about love. I hope that helps. So we have got an online Zoom session, and I will send the details out, and it's next Sunday before the main service, and I will send you details to your parents. It would be really nice if you do make these hearts, perhaps you could bring them along. And we could, if you do 10 star jumps or something like that, you could turn them round and we can play a fun game together and challenge each other, a sort of silly bingo session perhaps. You could also bring anything you want to share, a story or something important to you, but I'll send details of it, and I'm really hoping that you guys can make it next week before the main service, and as well as the Bright Lights video. So let's say the closing words together. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness that we learn light our hearts until we return. Take care. Bye.
Bright lights, bright lights.